Welcome to tutorials in hand.com. In this video tutorial, we are going to talk about some basic string programs in Java that are generally asked in the interview. So suppose you are given this string and your interview continues. The interviewer first asks you to print each and every character on the console. So in that case, it is very simple. You can simply use the to-char array method that is applied on the string to convert it to character array. So what you will do, you will simply take str.to-char array method and that will simply change it to character array. Now what this two character array will return, it will return a array of characters. So assign it to some array of characters. So whatever it will return, it will assign it to the array of characters. Since char is a keyword, so let's change it to character, this one. So now whatever you will get from here, it will be stored in a character array, right? And it will be stored something like this: P will be at index 0, Y will be at 1, T will be at 2, H will be at 3, and so on, right? So this is what you are getting. And now they have asked you to print this one. So how you can print this? You can use for loop for each loop. So here I am going to take for loop. It is not fast and hard rule that you have to use what I am using. You can simply apply your own logic. Here I am just showing you the path, right? So here what we are going to do is we are going to say that for each character C in our array, that is this one, we simply want to print this C. We want to print each character, right? So just type sysco control tab, you will get system.out.println and you simply need to print C, right? So what it is doing, it is simply saying that okay, you have got a character array. Now I want each character C. That means I want each character C. C is a variable that will pick each and every character which is present in this character array based on index from first to last, right? So it will pick each character from C in this character array. It is referring that I want these elements from this character array. So each element will be stored in this variable C, and then we are simply printing the C, that is each character, during the for each loop iteration, right? If you print this one, you will simply get all the characters printed on the screen. Well and good, you are done with the first question. Now there will be follow-up question, something like, now what if we want to print only the vowels like A, E, I, O, U? So if string contains any of these A, E, I, O, U, you have to print that on the screen. You don't need to print each and every character as done over here. So now you have to change the logic. How the logic will be changed? Now the thing is, this C contains what? C contains each and every character during each iteration, right? So now what we have to do is we have to check whether this C that you are getting, this value that you are getting and printing now, you want to check here that if it belongs to any of the vowels or not. In that case, what you can do is you can apply if, and then within that you can simply check whether this C that you are getting is equals to any of the following or not, and then it should be A. If C belongs to A, that means lowercase a, and similarly you need to check for the uppercase A, right? So if C belongs to lowercase or uppercase a, then it will enter in. Similarly you need to check for A, E, I, O, U. So add this to if block. Now we are done with it, right? So see, now if C belongs to, C is equals to any of the characters, if any one of the or is true, then it will enter into the if block, right? So it will check whether character is a small vowel or capital vowel. So it will check for each and every vowel, right? Uppercase and lowercase, and if it is belonging to any one of them, then now what we can do is we can say okay, now I am fine, I don't want to print all. So you can replace the print statement from there and you can print in this if block, because now all are vowels that will be getting printed. Now if you run this, you will see all the vowels getting printed on the screen. Now see O, A, A, U, I. So all the vowels are getting printed. Like PYTH, this O was vowel, so it got printed. A is vowel, so it got printed. And now this A was again vowel, so it got printed. And this U was vowel, so it got printed. And I was vowel, so it got printed. This is how you have printed all the vowels, right? Now what if they again come up with a follow-up question? Okay, I don't need you to print all the vowels, rather I would want you to print only the consonants. Means I don't want to print vowels, I rather only want to print the consonants. Then you have to do only a simple task. What? This is the complete condition that you are checking, right? So put it into a bracket and apply not in front of it like this. So what you are saying is, if C that you are picking is not equals to any of them, first you are saying that okay, A, E, I, O, U, you are checking over here, right? So in this case you are saying that no, it should not belong to any of these. So in this case it will not pick up the vowels, rather it will check only the consonants. How? If this time P will come, so it will check over here C belongs to P or not. So it does not find anything over here. So what happens? It will be false, right? So false, when not is applied on false, what it becomes? It becomes true. So in that case what will happen? Whole block will become true and it will enter inside if block and it will print the value of the character, that is Python. But what will happen if it is O? So in that case what will happen? It will check that okay, C is equals to O, it is correct, right? So what will happen? This will turn out to be true, and if this turns out to be true, we have applied not on true. So not on true will become what? False. And if the whole condition becomes false, what will happen? It will not enter inside if block and it will not print O. So similarly it will happen for each and every vowel. So vowels will not get printed in this case. If you want to check, you can run it again and you will get the output. See, all the vowels has been removed now, right? So now what if your interviewer says okay, that is fine, but now this C is equals to upper and lower case, I don't want this kind of messy looking code, right? So do something where both upper and lower case are taken care of at the same time and then print the vowels. So what you will do in that case, you can convert this character that you are getting to string and then apply string dot equals ignore case. So in that case both upper and lower character will be checked. So how we can do that? Let's try once. Here what we are doing is, let's have a string str is equals to, what you can do, you can convert this character to string. How? Using value of and then put C, that is character, into it, and now your character will be converted into string. Okay, it is giving error. Why? It is duplicate. Okay, we already have str over here, so the same name cannot be used twice. So let's change it to something like S. Keep it simple. So now this S will contain each characters in the form of string, and now what you are doing, you are simply going to use t dot equals ignore case. So equals ignore case means it will check for both upper and lower case character, something like this. You can put anything, capital or small, it will work for both. Similarly you can put or, and you can check for A, E, I, O, U. You just need 5 checks. So in this case what is happening is, when you are giving this, so it is checking on the basis of equals ignore case whether you have this S as capital or small. It doesn't matter. If it is any of the A or E or I or U, it will print. Now let's check whether we are getting the vowels again or not. See, we are again getting all the vowels printed on the screen. The reason behind that is we are converting the characters now to string using value of, right? So this also tells interviewer that you are aware that how you can convert characters to string. So after that you are saying that okay, equals ignore case A. That means I want to check whether it is A. I don't care whether it is capital or small. I just want to see if it is A or E or I or O or U. I want it to get printed, right? So it will check whether this P that is in small case is available over here or not. It is not, so it will not get printed. Now if we come to O, what will happen? First character will get converted to string. So now we are having string, this S is having O, and then O, that means string dot equals ignore case, that means we have value O dot equals ignore case. A will be checked, it is false. E, it will be false, it will be checked with I, it will be false. Now O dot equals ignore case O. Now it will see, okay, I have found one, but it is capital and I have the small letter O, but it does not care because it is equals ignore case, so it does not care about case, upper or lower case. If it is O, that means it is fine and this will return true. So one of the block turns out to be true, and that is why it will enter in the if block and it will print the string C, right? So it is printing the string C in this case. You can other way print this one also, S, that is now you will be printing the string but the result will be same, right? So now the interviewer might ask you that what was the difference between this character and string. So you can say that, okay, the character in Java is a primitive data type, whereas string in Java is a class, and string is immutable in Java. That means once a string object is created, it cannot be modified. Now once you tell this, it will take you to some other part of the interview, like what is immutable and why string is immutable. We have already created videos on that, so you can check those videos as well. Here we are not going to get diverted to that kind of interview questions, rather we are going to stick to the Java string programming. So this is something which we have printed. Now what if they say that, okay, you have printed all the vowels, right? Now what if I want you to tell me the count of the vowels that this string has? So in that case, what you can do is you can simply put a counter like this, int count is equals to 0 above the for loop, and once the for each loop executes, that means once it enters in the if, then what we are doing, we are printing the vowels, right? So once it enters the if, that means we have got the vowel, so we can increase the value of count by 1 within the if block, and finally once the for loop completes, then we can simply print the value of count and we will get the number of vowels in the string. So we will get the count. Now if you execute this one, you will see the count of the vowels over here. You are getting 5, right? Because O A A U I, so this is 5, so you are getting the count as 5. Similarly, again you can change this one as we have shown you earlier. Put it into bracket and apply a not in front of it, and you will be able to get all the consonants. So in this case you will not print the vowels, rather you will print the consonants. So change this one to consonants. So this time you will be printing the consonants on the console. See, so you are getting the consonants as 15. You can count it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, and what it has done, it has counted these space also as a consonants, right? So you are getting 12 plus 3 15. So this leads you to another interview question which says that I don't want to count the space also, right? You don't want to count the space that is in between the strings that you have got. So in that case, what you will do, so before checking this if, you can check if your character is not empty, then you should only enter into this if block. You can apply an if, something like is blank, and if it is blank, then it will return true. Again, we don't need true, that means we need false, and we have applied not. So execute this. See, we are now getting all the characters that is having some value instead of white space, right? So you can check s dot is blank. So if it is blank, what it will do, it will return true, right? So it is saying that, okay, the string that we have got is blank. So when it is blank, what you want to do, you don't want to execute this logic. So in that case, s dot is blank will return true. So you can turn the true into false by using not in front of it, and then it will become false, and if it is false, then it will not enter inside. So for all the white spaces, it will not execute this and it will not print anything, right? And this way you get all the characters without any white space, right? So this is the interview question that you will get. So there are follow-up questions also that we have seen. So this is on the printing vowels and consonant. Now what if the interviewer says that okay, well and good. Now what I want you to do is you should break this string at this white spaces. Okay, so in that case I am just removing this one because we don't require this by now. So now our question changes and the interviewer says that break these strings at these delimiters, right? So in that case what you are going to do, in that case you can use split method and string tokenizer also, but you should not use string tokenizer. The reason behind that is it is now I think a legacy class and it is not used anymore. So better way is to use split method. So when you use split on string something like this, what you are going to say is okay, split it on what, on the white space, because interviewer is asking you to split on the white space. So you want each character like Python, Java, CPP, Unix separately printed on the console. So in that case when you write this you will get each and every character broken, and this split method returns the value in the form of array, that is string array. So let's have a string array, name it as token, and all the words that you are having over here will get stored in this token and it will be broken on this white space. Now they have said you to print it, right? So again this for each loop will come into play. So if you don't know how for each loop logic works, we have already created video on that. Just go and check that video, you will be able to understand. However, it is simple, we will explain it over here also to some extent. So what is happening is, what is this string token, right? So this array token is of type string, so each element is of type string. So you are saying that okay, so for each string s in this token array, what I want to do is I want to pick each string from this array, means from each index, and then simply print that, right? So you simply want to print each string from the token array. So now this token has Python at index 0, Java at 1, CPP at 2, Unix at 3. So here it is not working on the basis of index, rather it is picking the string one by one from the array. So it will pick Python, then it will pick Java, and it will keep printing. So print this one and see you are getting the output or not. See, you are getting the output printed on the console, and now it is broken in the form of this white space, right? So well and good. Now what if interviewer asks you that I want you to reverse each word given in the string? So now if you have to reverse each word given in the string, what you need to do? So to reverse each word in a string, we can simply use the logic something like this. So we have already got each and every string over here, right? So this s that we have contains each and every string that is in the token string array. Now what we are going to do is we are going to apply some logic on this, so that this s, that means each time the for each loop executes, each string that we get should get reversed, right? So you know that since string is immutable, it does not have any reverse method. So in that case what you are going to do is you can either use string buffer or string builder, or you can also use some different logics like char at and to char array that we have already seen in the beginning. So in this case what we are going to do is we will simply take a string builder which is in java.lang class. So name it sb equals to new string builder, and put this string s in this string builder. So string builder helps you to work in the form of mutable string, because string is immutable, so we want to modify the string. So string builder will be helpful in this case. Now we have got s, that is string builder. Now string builder that we have got, this string builder actually have a method reverse. So now you can simply apply this method and you can change the string builder. So it will reverse each string and then it will print. So once you have reversed this one, then assign it to string builder sb equals to sb dot reverse, and now you can print each character. Means here what we are doing, we are printing the each string as it is, but now we don't want to print the string as it is, rather we want to print the string after it has been modified, so you can print it over here. After it has been modified, so SB is now modified, so you can print SB. so SB is in the form of string builder. So if you print this one, so you will get all the things in the reverse order. See, you are getting it right. So now this interviewer will ask you, okay, you have printed this SB as output over here, so I wanted you to print it in the form of string, even though it is not showing that it is string or string builder, but still it is now string builder object that you are printing. So you can change it to string again using toString method, and now once you change it to toString, these will turn out to be string. So these are now in the form of string. Again, the follow-up question can be like, what was the difference between this SB and this SB.toString? So again, you can tell that string builder is mutable, and when we apply toString on string builder, we get a string object, and now since it is converted to string object, it again becomes immutable. So this is the basic difference between these two, right? So you should be ready for these kind of follow-up questions, right? So you have already reversed this. Now what if they ask you to check whether there is any palindrome string or not? So what is palindrome string? Whether you check from this side or you check from the reverse side, it should be same. So in this case, what is happening is, you are already having this S, right? And then you are reversing this, and then you are changing it to SB.toString. So what you can do is, now you can check whether this string that you are getting, that is S, and after reversing what you are getting, both are same or not. So in that case, what you can do is, after it is reversed, so take another string, reversed str is equals to, and reversed str is something like this. So just put it over here. So this is reversed string, and now we don't want to print the reversed, rather we want to print only the string which is palindrome. So here we see that only this one is palindrome, right? Because if we check from this side or we check from this side, it will be same. So in this case, we are getting the reversed string, so it will reverse each and every string. So we are having the original string in S, and we are having the reverse string in this one. So now we can again use equals method. If now what will be checked, if this S, or we can check if reversed string, reversed str dot equals, you can check in both way, equals ignore case or equals. So we want to check with equals because we don't want to check with ignore case this time. So if it will be capital or small, it will not work, right? So in this case, if reversed string is equals to the original string S, so in that case, we will be printing that particular string as palindrome. So in this case, it will say that, okay, this is palindrome string. So print here palindrome, and then print the string which is palindrome, so that is S. So in this case, if you execute, now you will see, you will get the palindrome string, that is AWAC. All these Python, Java and CPP, Unix, these were not palindrome, because if you check from the front side and reverse side, both will not match. But AWA, if you check from this side, then also it is AWA, and if you check from this side, then also it is AWA. So it is palindrome, and it is getting printed over here. So this is how your follow-up questions will come up with different logics. Now suppose if your interviewer says, okay, you have already printed the palindrome, then well and good. But now what if we have leading and trailing white spaces in your original string? So how do you remove this leading and trailing white spaces? So in this case, we are again removing this one because we don't require it anymore. So let's remove this. Now they want you to remove the leading and trailing spaces from this one, right? So again, this is very simple. Let's have some spaces here also in between. So now they ask you to remove the leading and trailing spaces. Removing the leading and trailing spaces is very simple. You can simply use str.trim method, and it will simply remove the leading and trailing spaces. And once you have applied this, use str is equals to str.trim to assign it. Otherwise this will be trimmed, but the str will remain same as it is, and you will get the same output. If you want to see what I am saying is, then you have applied this one, right? So after that, if you will print str, you will see that you will not get the trimmed object, rather you will get the same object, that is original string. C, because still str is pointing to this one, and this is due to the immutability of the string. So if you are not able to understand what is immutability, again we have another video tutorial where we have explained why string is immutable, and then another video tutorial what is the purpose of making a string immutable. You can check that video as well. So we are giving the link in the description section, right? So in this case, if you want to print the trimmed string, you have to assign this str.trim to this str reference, right? And now if you execute this, you will get the original trimmed string. See, all the leading and trailing spaces has been removed. So this is how it works. So now what if interviewer says that, okay, I want you to remove all the spaces in between the strings, means I don't want any white spaces in between the strings, right? So how you will proceed? So in that case, you can simply use str.replace. So replace all, and what you want to replace? You want to replace the white spaces. That means a single space with what you want to replace? You want to replace this with nothing, or they are saying that, okay, replace this with comma or hyphen. So in this case, going to replace this with hyphen. Now if you run this, you will get all the white spaces has been replaced with hyphen, right? And now what is happening is, suppose now interviewer says, okay, I want you to print only the special character that is present in the string. So how that will work? So in this case, again this replace all will help you. Or first let's see that interviewer says that, okay, remove these special characters from the string. So we have some special characters, right? Again this replace all will be helpful, and here you will have to use regular expression. So your regular expression can be used in the brackets. So what you want? You only want number and characters, whether it is capital or small, it doesn't matter. So here we only have small letters, so we are going to take only small letters, that is A to Z, and then 0 to 9. So this is what we only want. So now if you execute this, you will get what? Okay, so what happened is, over here you have this semicolon, so replace this. So now see what is happening. It is checking that if it is A to Z or 0 to 9, now it is replacing anything, that is if it is alphabet or numbers, it is replacing with what? This nothing. So in that case we are just left with what? This and this, that is special characters. So both programs are two sides of the same coin. So in this case what is happening? All the alphabets and numbers has been removed, if any. So let's have some number also over here. So 99, or let's check 98. Now they are saying that, okay, I just want to remove this special characters. So in that case what you will see, I will want everything which is not this, that means which does not belong to A to Z, that is small, and which does not belong to 0 to 9, to be replaced with nothing. So that means you have to apply not to this. So to apply not in the regular expression, you need to use this symbol. That means you are saying this is a not symbol. So it says that anything that is not within this must be replaced with this. That means when you will find these special characters, it will not belong to this. That means it is not belonging to this. So now replace this with nothing, replace this also with nothing. So every special character will be replaced with nothing. So let's see whether we are getting it or not. And now see, all the special characters has been replaced with nothing, including white space. So this is how it works. Now your interviewer may also ask you that just print only the digits. So now what you can do is, you can simply remove A to Z, and now it will say that, okay, anything that is not within this 0 to 9 must be removed. So everything that is not within 0 to 9 will be removed. So we will get only 98 in this case. If you execute this, you will get 98. So this is what you are getting. This is all about the first video of the basic Java programs or the interview questions, along with follow-up questions that you may get, We will be creating another video tutorials on the same topic, but for now I hope that you have learned something from here, and if you have really enjoyed this video tutorial, then don't forget to subscribe our channel, because we should also grow along with you and it will also motivate us. Till we come up with the next video tutorial, please practice this as much as you can, and then don't forget to visit the next video tutorial. Thanks for your time. Keep learning, keep enjoying.